Peace, peace, peace. What's up, everybody? Hold on for 1 second. Let me close my door. Hold on for 1 second. Oh, close that old TV feed down. Oh, yeah. How's everybody doing? How you doing this morning? Grand rising, everyone. Grand rising. I hope you had a real good night's sleep. I, for one, yeah, here and there and here. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I ain't even gonna front. I ain't even get no studying done last night. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to, but hopefully it'll be better uh, today. I gotta I gotta go out for a minute, but I'll be back to tackle with this, man. It's just another hot one today. You know what I'm saying? It's scorching at this particular time. You know what I'm saying? And we just easing along. You know what I'm saying? July 21st. 2026. We easing along, cause you gotta expect that this is the dog days of summer. It's going to be hot. I don't know what the heck folks is complaining about. You know? So, but anyway, I hope you dug the rant that I went on yesterday. Cause, for me, this right here, talking to you, is very, very therapeutic. Because I'm not even front. Yesterday, I really didn't have too much to talk about yesterday. I didn't. I'm just, because like I said, because I, I try to I get a lot of my information from the mainstream media, right? But I know that they're not telling everything, so I have to go to the internet to research on those, like Jackson Free Press and the Clarion Ledger and all of them different other platforms that that tells certain things, and then sometimes I even refer to some of the information that I get on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But I do that within reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it just willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not naive. You know what I'm saying? I know that folks put a lot of fake news out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so we just, like I said, you know, uh, we didn't have too much to talk about yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it seems like I ain't gonna have too much to talk about today. I swear. But I just look. I One thing I did do. I did review that video, that Nolan Wells video. That they had that young man's funeral, and my heart goes out to his parents. You know what I'm saying? Heck, they might be old enough to be my kids. I don't know, but cause I just think that I was just sitting there listening to them talk and listening to the youth inside of them, you know, and I know what it's like to lose a child. I didn't lose my child to violence, but I do know what it's like to lose a child. And that right there is something that you never heal from. You know what I'm saying? You move on, but you don't heal. You don't heal. I think about my daughter Destiny all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it seemed like yesterday when she passed away. You know what I'm saying? So when I sat there and I watched them, I understood. I understood. I watched them as a parent. I didn't watch them as a spectator. I was looking at them as a parent. Because I understand what it's like to lose a kid. I had to get up and speak at my daughter's funeral. And it's not easy. But somebody had to stand up. So I stood up. You know, I hope and pray that whatever happened to that young man, justice will be served. I hope and pray that justice roll down like a mighty stream. Because don't nobody deserves that. It's about he drowned and all that kind of mess. I don't believe that. Don't nobody believe it. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? All these twists and turns of this story to block and hide what's going on. When the truth come out, believe me, when I tell you, it's gonna come out like dirt comes out the wash. I promise you, it's gonna come out. And if it don't come out in the wash, it's gonna come out in the rinse. But either way, it's gonna come out. And it ain't gonna be pretty. What is folks protecting? So, but like I said, I told you, my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to anybody that loses a child. That's just like I was watching. I can't think of the woman's show, but I was watching Malcolm Jamal Warner's mother interview. You know what I'm saying? She lost her son. I know what that's like. But you still gotta move on. I admire her strength. I admire her strength. You know what I'm saying? Because who gonna stand in the gap for her? Don't nobody know her business. Everybody think they know, but don't nobody really know her business but her. And that's the same thing with you, resident. Don't nobody know your business better than you. So who's gonna stand in the gap for you? But anyway, I just like I said, But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and because like I said, look. Yesterday was very, very even enlightening for me. It was very enlightening for me. I was enlightened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because what I said yesterday, in case if anybody missed it, I talked about that bus company and how they're moving. They did say that they're going to be, I think it's on the 31st, they're going to come to some type of negotiations. They're going to, the mediator is going to try to get, he's going to come to the table with them. And out there, now, those drivers and everybody's out there in that hot sun, you know what I'm saying, protesting and everything like that, which they within their right to do that. They within their rights to do that. You know what I'm saying? These are the sacrifices folks make for us. Because they want to give adequate services to you. That's commended. That's commended. Wish I had some bread, yo. If I had some bread, I would drop them off some bread. I would drop them off some water or something. Everybody in the city should be banded together with them drivers that ride that bus. Yo, passing out water to them. But that don't happen in the black community, do it? That don't happen in the black community. You know, we could at least hand out some water to them. You know what I'm saying? Take them some chicken or something. I'm not feeling that. What they doing? That company got the whole city on the chokehold. Nobody. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I wish the dickens my cousin would call me, because I really want to understand this transportation, because I'm trying to see about transportation in other places and how they move it and how they run, and see if J-Train is doing something different. Because I got a real good feeling that they are. I got a real good feeling that they're doing something different. And I'm going to harp on this until something changes. I'm going to harp on it until something changes. You know what I'm saying? There's more to this than just what it is on the surface. It always is. It always is, resident. And you're going to be the brunt of it, because you know why? You the taxpayer, and you're going to foot the bill. Like it or you don't. Hey, I'm the bearer of bad news, babe. All this tax dollars coming out your pockets. We're already at a $4 hike on this fuel, because the folks over there, United States can't get it right with Iran. In Vermont and in all them other places, and you know, in that canal, they can't get it right. So, what we talking about here? We're already dealing with this mess. Diesel fuel's right at $5.12. But then at the same time, you got companies like J-Train and this strike going on. Folks need to get to work. All this ties in together. All this ties in. They gonna cut. You cutting my pay. You're not paying me what I'm supposed to get because because of your fuel costs, or because you didn't prod and poked at making some changes with no cost to the city. So now you want the. So I guess what you're trying to say, what they were trying to say, they want the city to pay them back. What is they trying to say? We did this at no cost to the city. That's what it said in the letter. Nah. I'm just kind of curious. I really would like to get the, kind of like look at what the mayor's doing, whatever. Kind of see, where they are on this whole entire thing. Cause I'm like this. This right here, this thing here sucks. It sucks. How you let a company come in here like Rich's Disposal, like MV Transport, and force a contract on you with a lawsuit or a potential or alleged potential lawsuit. But you just going to adhere to whatever they say because you don't want no problems. I ain't feeling it. It's like I said, something more to this. It's something more they got going on, Jackson. It's something more they got going on. See, that Pearl River construction, that Metro Center construction where they're supposed to be allegedly supposed to having 700 apartments coming, which I don't quite believe. But if they do, it's gonna be a project. That crap gonna be nothing but a project. They need and Jackson is behind times. If you're gonna build something like that, it need to be. It's gonna be. It's gonna. You know, it's gonna be a project. They building concrete for them buildings, cause those buildings, when you build buildings like those project buildings like that, you're building specialized. You're building specialized concrete for those floors. It's not like regular concrete that you rocking with. The concrete on your driveway is different than the concrete in your house. If your house is concrete on a conventional slab, it's totally different. You say all concrete ain't the same. All concrete is not created equal. So, like I said, but I don't want to go off topic. But what I'm saying is that all of that is tied in. It's all gonna come together. Those apartments, that Pearl River, those data centers, demolitions, the blight, the see what else they got. They got other projects that I don't know anything about. They got other apartments that they building way down there by going towards Clinton. They got a lot of stuff going on. I really don't know. I really want to be in the mix so I can see what's going on, because I want to report this to you. I want to exclusively report this to you, because that mainstream media ain't gonna tell you squat, and that's what they do. See, downtown, man, I'm telling you, they doing a lot. All these events that they have, all that's distraction. They're telling you about all the events that they having and all the cookouts and eateries and this, that, what. That's distraction. That's distraction to what they're really doing behind the scenes. So, that's bound to. But it's all, like I said, it's all gonna come out the wash after a while, because see, eventually it's gonna grow and it's gonna develop, and it's gonna be over. But see, here's the question: who's the benefiting resident? What are you gonna have to do? What cost is gonna? What is the cost in this? Because it's gonna cost you something. Whether it's gonna cost you tax dollars, or it's gonna cost you eminent domain or whatever, it's gonna cost something, and it's gonna be at your expense. Your expense. You know what I'm saying? Your damages is gonna come. I'm telling you, resident. You know what I'm saying? And it's all on the. I'm telling you, it's all on the residents' backs. Sly Slick trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know that, I just, like I said, I just wish I just knew, and that way I can, kind of. I'm not trying to like sabotage that. I don't, it ain't none of my business. That's why I go down into the city councils and I be looking at the city council. I'm gonna start going to that board of supervisor meetings, cause I want to know what the process. I want to see how these I'm engaged in these processes. I want to engage in these processes. The J-Train meetings is cool. They got it over the phone. I want to go straight down to these meetings so I can sit there and talk, so I can listen to these people so they can see me. Be like, that blind cat here all the time. That blind cat here all the time. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, no doubt I'm here, because I'm here, I'm listening. And I get up and walk and get on down. When the show's over, I'm out. When the show's over, I'm out of here. So, I just, like I said, I want to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they it's more it's more to this than what's going on. So, but it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. You know, I wonder when what's that guy? I don't know what his name. I can't remember his name. But the executive, well, he's the executive. Was it executive chief officer for the mayor? Like his right hand man. I wonder when he leaving. Because it's supposed to be allegedly supposed to be leaving. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of his name. I can't remember his name. But he's supposed to be leaving. You know what I'm saying? You know? Oh! I know. I told you. I told you. I told you. I know it's some little old news, but I forgot to mention this the other day I will talk about this the other day about Jody Owens. How he got disbarred. Man, them cats don't give a ding dong. They gonna probably go to Atlanta somewhere. Or Texas somewhere. Who cares? And get a law license. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they bread was already probably, man, they already probably got their bread. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this might damage me. This might damage me from being in the public, like I guess becoming a public official or being on a public panel or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell you like it. I'm just gonna tell you like it is. I think that there was more to that case with Jody Owens, Aaron Banks, and Chukwueze Antar Lumumba Jr. than what has been disseminated. There is no way 3 individuals I must just speak. I can't speak about Mr. Banks, but 2 individuals that has passed the bar, and I'm quite sure they have had a lot of other attorney advice. Do this, and they're saying, well, the reason why he did it was because they didn't want to drag it out because it was all stressful, and they didn't want to go to jail, and they didn't want to see him be going to jail, and this that. Now let's just talk about it for a minute. If you know what your rights are, and you know if your rights have been violated, if you know what the policy and the procedures of the courts are, well, mainly the procedure. If you know what the procedure of the court is, you know what laws has been broken, you know what laws that has not been broken. You know what the charges are. There is no, now I'm just a regular Joe Schmo dude. The one thing I do know is this. If you know what your rights are, it ain't no judge on this planet that's going to go against you asserting them. If you put the right affidavit in the right format on that with that judge, he's gonna hear it. Guarantee you that. Listen to what I'm telling you. Them guys knew. And Banks followed suit because he was following the same advice. See, this is not checkers. But see, sometimes people play chess with a checker mindset. And sometimes people play checkers with a chess mindset. And I think in my mind that this is a checkers game with a chess mindset. You know, something is so simple, but the strategy is so good, nobody sees what's going on. They're just looking at it on the surface level, which is checkers. That's the surface. Because when you look at chess, you don't understand. You don't know what those pieces are. A lot of people don't know what the pieces are. Don't know what they represent and how they move. But that's why I say that this was a checkers game played with a chess mindset. And I don't believe for the life of me that Chukwuemeka Lumumba, Aaron Banks, and Jody Owens did this because they was afraid of the consequences. No, sir-ree. Don't believe it. And don't you be naive either. Don't sit there and let them songers pump you up and tell you them songers took the cop to plea because they ain't wanna drag it out. They got their families. This, that, whatever. If you know the law, if you know what the procedures are, and you getting proper advice, and you got the right affidavits in the right formats, I promise you that case ain't gonna be there long because the one who asserts the one that gotta prove the case. Not the one who denies. If you go to the one who's asserting this case and you say, hey, look, listen, because they got to disclose what their evidence is. And if you gonna fight for the evidence, you be like, yo, I got that, yo, that's water under the bridge. Think about it. They got to disclose. They got to disclose. They got to disclose it. They got to disclose their evidence. So if them folks had some evidence against them, they was like, look, see, this is how you know it's some bull crap. Let me tell you how you know. Because they pleaded not guilty long time ago. Way down the line, right? Bust this out. Watch this. The evidence was there. Huh? Alright. The evidence wasn't gathered. The evidence was there. So, if they knew about the evidence then, why didn't they make those deals then? See, this was a deal made. It was a deal made. Come on, man. This was a deal. They could have got off. And they knew they could have got off. But they made the deal. Because there was something else in the mix. I don't know what it is. They didn't do that. They didn't do that because, no. Because, let me tell you something. Jody Owens allegedly has a drinking problem. He allegedly has a drinking problem. He could have checked himself in the halfway house. He could have made a deal because they were public officials. Because, see, I thought that was the route that they was going to go. Because they was public officials, that they was going to give him some type of immunity, some type of an immunity. You know what I'm saying? The reason, you know what I'm saying? I thought that's what they was. This is the way they was going to move. You know what I'm saying? But nah. See, they play. I think they played it not guilty long down that line because they was making deals. They was cutting deals monetarily. I believe, allegedly, of course, allegedly. Stop being, don't be naive. So it's more than this. Because see, just think about it like this here. If if Chuckway would have got back in and become mayor, where would that leave John Horn? Where would that have left John Horn if, listen to me, if, capital I, capital F, if Chuckway Antarloon would have became mayor again, where would that have left John Horn? And what plans that was made, that was made with, that was made, would those plans been delayed? Could have that data center thing been delayed? Could that Pearl River thing have been delayed? Because I myself went back into the archives of 16, and because it came on my feed, and I reread those interviews and press briefings and things of that nature. And he was saying it then. Man, the state trying to take over the city. He was saying that then. This ain't no legend. He was saying that then, but nobody was listening. He said the state trying to take over our water and our airport. He said the city trying to take over the city. He said the state is trying to take over the city. I go back to the archives. See, that's what you need to be doing. And you need to be listening, not just listening to, listen to the context, not the content. Believe me, you're going to get a lot out of it. If you listen to the content, not the context, you're going to be good. You listen to that context. Because I'm going to tell you straight up and down. He was trying to tell you something, resident. Chuckway Antarloon was then, there was no deals being, see, he knew something that, let me tell you something. Aaron Banks, Chuckway Antarloon, and Joey Owens knew something that you don't. Let me just say it like that. How you like those apples? They knew something you don't. That's why he off that council. Because it was brought to his attention. Chuckway Antarloon said he used to sit down with Aaron Banks and have dinner with this cat. What was they discussing? Okay. What was they discussing? Come on, resident. Put it together. Oh. All alleged, of course. All alleged. But there's no alleged about them sitting down having dinner. Because that came on my feed. That came out of Chuckway Antarloon's mouth. I sat down with Aaron Banks, blah, 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 blah. We've had dinner, we've talked, this, that, whatever. Yeah. What did you talk about? What did you know? Because Aaron Banks wasn't predisposed. He wasn't predisposed to this case. They couldn't have got him on a bribery charge. He was straight in trap. But what did he know? Is the question. All right, look. One had 7, one had 5, the other one had 2. Owens had 7, Banks had 2, Lumumba had 5 charges. charges I'm talking about. What? So if the bank's charge was less than all of them, what did they know? They all took the same plea. And everybody sitting there doing this. Clay Edwards, all those constituents of Clay Edwards, everybody doing this. Y'all can clap all y'all want to, dumbasses. But I can bet you this here. They know something you don't. Y'all can clap and say this, that, and everything y'all want to say on that show. But I'm telling y'all something. All you viewers and everybody, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. There's more to this than what y'all think it is. They even got y'all, some of you white folk, deceived. Guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. And y'all sitting around there clapping. I don't know if you're clapping because of their skin tone. I don't know if you're clapping because of their policy, the policies of their politics. I don't know why you're clapping. Because I can guarantee you they got the last laugh. Nah, they may not have the last laugh, but I bet you they got the loudest. They got the loudest laugh. And you think they're going to jail. Okay. 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 Yeah, they're going to jail. They're going to jail. Okay. They're going to jail. They're going to jail. Yeah, publicly, yeah, they're going to jail. They're publicly going to jail. Keep that in your mind. They publicly going to jail. That's what they put on that idiot box. Alright. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Call me whatever you want. But 1-800-COLLECT don't work no more. You can't call that, and you can't call me. So you can call me whatever you want. But you can't call 1-800-COLLECT. Don't call me collect. Because it don't work no more. You shit out of luck. Because like I said before, I said it twice. And like I said, it might damage me. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm going to tell you the truth. This is what I think, allegedly. I allegedly think this. There's some more to this than what it is. John Horn came in here to invoke certain policies that had been wanted to be implemented for years. And he came to carry that out. He came to carry that out. And that's what it is. He ain't coming here with he ain't coming here with no like flamboyancy. Face one on, no campaigns, whatever, according to what I understand. Just his name. Because when I heard the name, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a white man, John Horn. I honestly did. I thought it was a white guy, you know what I'm saying? And they said he was coming from the Senate, whatever. Whoa, okay, cool. And but he ain't had no big loud campaign. And when I saw him at the inauguration, yo, he was just nonchalant. Now I don't really do a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, boom, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Heck, I don't even believe he thought he was gonna get in. He probably knew he was gonna get in because he probably was told he was gonna get in. Because like your president says that the elections is rigged. Like Donald Trump, your president, says the elections are rigged. And, you know, I'm not going to assert, I can't, you know, I can't deny that. I ain't going to deny it, I ain't going to assert or deny. You know? I'm not going to confirm, rather. I can't confirm or deny that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make those claims that the election is rigged. But your president does that. The election is just rigged. That's how you say it. And he could be right. Because a broke clock is right twice a day. Donald Trump could be right. He could be trying to tell you something. So, but anyway, so hey, look, listen. I just, like I said, I just wanted to come. Yeah, I really had to I had to throw that one in there. I had to throw that alley oop in there because I'm like, you know, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe things are just ironic. Things just happen by happenstance. Give me a break, yo. Give me a break. Rip that mess off to somebody else. Don't rip that off to me. Don't rip that off to me. What those folks put in the mainstream media, that's for the public. What did they do in the private? Because public and private don't mix. They said it in the public, but they did something in the private. And it came out in the public, and they made the deal publicly. Alright. My plane landed. Look. If you're ever there on Dalton Street, yo, go give Mr. Stamps a holler. You know what I'm saying? Go down there to the Orchid Bed and Breakfast and holler at the Thompson family. You know what I'm saying? And get him a holler. You know what I'm saying? Shout them. I'm shouting them out. You know what I'm saying? You know, good businesses deserve, you know what I'm saying, advertisement. You know what I'm saying? No charge. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's going to be it for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just wanted to come on here. I ain't going to be, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come on here and, you know, run my rant for the day. Today Tuesday, you know, whatever. Garbage day for some. I know for me it is. But I just wanted to come on here. Yo, we'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Peace.